Want to talk about a woman way back when. She was a star, radio, movie star. Well, she was also an inventor that, you know, kind of helped the Allies win World War II.
That's incredible.
You know, no big deal, kind of a side job. Hey, the
NBD.
Antique Wireless Museum in Bloomfield is going to be honoring her in a very special way, paying tribute to women that made a mark in radio, and this particular woman is one of them. Joining us to talk about the Hollywood legend, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Is it Hedy Lamarr?
Hedy Lamarr.
Hedy Lamarr, excuse me. Sorry, Hedy. She was, as we talked about, an international star, joining us to talk about everything that she's done. We have some folks here from the Wireless Museum. First, we have Hollywood history expert Kay Noske and Bob Hobday from the Antique Wireless Museum. Thank you both for joining us.
Good morning. Who knew? I think everyone is saying, everyone who's heard about this is thinking, we didn't know this. Was this well known?
Not
in
well
her
known.
time?
Not well. MGM Studio, she was under contract, actually did promote it a little bit. They sort of forgot to mention the other person who was, as part of the patent for the invention that they came up with, a secret communication device that was used as a remote control device for torpedoes.
So I'm curious, how did this happen? How did she help with this design?
Well, she actually was inspired by a couple of different things. The person that she worked with was a man who tried to synchronize player pianos for a musical piece, and that was part of the puzzle. And there are a couple of other inventions that came in. There's Hedy now, and she's stinking gorgeous.
She's beautiful. She's classic.
She's amazing. And then in the 40s, during World War II, the word got out through the Stars and Stripes newspaper that she had invented this. Sadly, however, the patent expired before they even used it, and I'll explain a little bit more about that at the wireless talk tonight that we're having at 7 o'clock down at the museum. Yeah,
and it is in Bloomfield. And Bob, what I find interesting is this technology was used after World War II in devices that we use today.
It is. It's the basis of all the things we do in our cell phones, and it's amazing how it's continued to live on. And amazing invention, and not something you would expect from an actress, although actresses are wonderfully talented and brilliant people. So,
but you would think, though, that she would be so consumed with her life in Hollywood that she wouldn't maybe have time to work on anything else. But.
Well, Hedy actually was a very intelligent, very resourceful and creative woman. And in between her movie pictures, which were mostly in the late 30s and the early 40s up through the early 50s, she would have downtime between films. And she had, in part of her house, an inventor's corner. She had a huge drafting table and all of the drafting tools, and she would just sort of noodle and doodle around with things. And she came up with more than one secret weapon that she called the government. And she said, I think you might want to know about this.
What?
Because she was married to a munitions expert in Germany. And so she would sit around the dining room table, hear them all talking. Mussolini was one of the dinner guests. And so she said, I have information that I think the government would be interested in. She was horrified to discover the bombings of some of the troop transports and some of the transports of the English school children that were coming to Canada during the Blitz. And that was her motivation to try to do something to help the war effort.
And she left Germany, left her husband because of what she saw.
Well, and she did. She left Vienna and Austria, and she came to the United States, and she was considered the most beautiful woman in the world. So I'm calling my talk tonight the most beautiful inventor in the world.
Wow.
How cool is that? So, Bob, what do you think of, real quick, just the information here? People can come. Where is it in Bloomfield?
It's at the corner of 444 and 5 and 20, just east of that corner. And at 7 o'clock tonight, the entrance fee is $4. It's a bargain, and we're thrilled to have Kay do a second in a series of talks.
Great. Thank you both so much.
Thanks so much for having us.
We'll be right back.